Experience really showed in that game too. As much as Spurs fans want to go at me with excuses and defending their team, you guys just don't have the experience the Knicks players have. It showed big time, especially on that Wemby turnover where he passed it to Castle's back and then fouling Brunson. Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back into another episode of the Seventh Man Up podcast. I'm your host, Alex Burleson, and man, the finals are in full swing. Games 1, 2, and 3 had it all. They had the hype, the intensity, the huge lead, comebacks, scuffs between players, and a fan who ran onto the court during game 1. The fan wanted an in-game selfie with Wemby and didn't even get him in the pic. The picture was revealed and he basically got a selfie with a game-worn Wemby jersey. And doing that cost the fan a lifetime ban in all NBA arenas. I bet that fan regrets doing that. I would. All right, going back to the actual games, the Knicks stormed back from a big double-digit lead to win. And after the Spurs tried to take out Jalen Brunson, he turned it on in the clutch in game 1. Now, I bet De'Aaron Fox was jealous he can't do that anymore. Like, for real. Like, what's going on with De'Aaron Fox? It just seems like it's not fully there anymore with him. Now, what Brunson did in the last 5 minutes of that game 1 fourth quarter is one of the best performances I've seen in an NBA Finals. Any player won a championship to their name, to their team, and Brunson, to me, seems to show that pride for his team and the moment he himself is in. On to the Spurs. They just got too comfortable and let game 1 slip. That's where their vets need to step up. Harrison Barnes, where were you? De'Aaron Fox, where were you? Bismack Biyombo, where were you? Nah, he was on the bench. The NBA is really trying to make Wemby their new face, but lack of experience could ruin that image. Now, I say that because look at the experience of the Knicks compared to the Spurs starting lineup. Now, the total years of experience for the Knicks starters is averaged to 9.4 years, where for the Spurs starters, their average is only 3.8 years. Now, with that, all I'm saying is that experience weighs more when it comes to playoff basketball. All right, now I want to talk about game 2. That was such a fun game to watch. It was back and forth throughout the first half, very intense, and the score showed that. At half, it was 56-52. In today's NBA, that's considered low scoring, but it's playoff basketball. What do you expect? That's what I love about playoff basketball. It's very tough and rugged, and the scores sometimes show that compared to the regular season. In the regular season, you'll see a lot of blowouts, a lot of wins and losses by really big leads. Now, the only time you'll ever really see blowouts in the playoffs is probably in round 1. Like, considered an 8 seed going up against a 1 seed, a 7 seed going up against a 2 seed, because that's a team that's probably projected, because those higher seed teams are projected to go far into the playoffs, where those lower seeded teams just barely got in. Now, going back to that game, the Knicks pulled away with a 105-104 win to go up 2-0 in that series. Experience really showed in that game too. As much as Spurs fans want to go at me with excuses and defending their team, you guys just don't have the experience the Knicks players have. It showed big time, especially on that Wemby turnover where he passed it to Castle's back and then fouling Brunson. Even at home, the stage was too bright for the Spurs. And what's up with De'Aaron Fox's confidence? I get you got Wemby, but you were a clutch player of the year a few years ago. Pull that shot at the end. Don't give it to Wemby. Now, talking about the Knicks, Mikal Bridges really shined in that game 2 for the Knicks. So did Landry Shamet, and Cat just knows how to fluster Wemby. Wemby said he was going to bounce back from game 2's loss, and he did. I love the kind of passion that he plays with. The only thing that I don't really like about him is how cocky he is at times. Like, I get he's 7'4", already becoming the face of the league, but with one mistake, one injury, all that can be ruined because he still isn't the face of the league fully. Bro gotta know when to humble himself. All right, now, I don't know what game 4 is going to look like, but it definitely is looking like the Knicks have the Spurs backed into a corner if they can go up 3-1. And before the series started, I had the Knicks in 6, and I think it'll still be 6, even though Knicks are up 2-1. It'll be one of those weird, desperate attempt of a series comeback where Spurs get one of games 3 or 4, and Knicks go up 3-1, and desperate play to somehow pull off 2 games, and the Knicks close it out. And it seems like it might play out that way because the Spurs already got game 3. I gotta add this since he's playing in the finals. You think Landry Shamet, when mad, says, "Ah, Shamet." That's one of my favorite alternative curse words to say. You stub your toe. You miss a shot playing ball at 24. You say in frustration, "Ah, Shamet." All right, okay. All right, back on course. The NBA draft is coming up real soon, and I think the Wizards have made up their mind on the first pick in picking AJ DeBonsa. Now, compared to the rest of the NBA, Wizards are going to be one of the more smaller teams, so they will have to play fast. Not a lot of stalling half-court offensive sets. Now, as for my Sacramento Kings, we got the 7th pick in the draft, and 2 names have come up who might be available at that spot. Those 2 guys are Darius Acuff Jr. and Kingston Flemings. Flemings is 6'2", 183 pounds, and a wingspan of 6'3". Now, for NBA standards, that is a bit short, but when you got speed and hops, it don't matter. That'll last while skill is being polished. In college, Flemings averaged 16 points per game, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists per game. Now, those are great numbers for college, but they are definitely going to dip in his rookie year in the NBA. Now, moving on to Acuff Jr., he's who I want at 7. Acuff Jr. is 6'3", 186 pounds, and a wingspan of 6'7". What I've been really fanning about with him is his length, ball handling, and finishing. The shooting will come, but right off the bat, he can contribute to a team that needs a point guard bad. And not just because he looks like him if he had cornrows. Acuff Jr. reminds me of the player Stephon Marbury was. Moving on here. Now, I could have gotten this from a show I used to listen to, or maybe not. But I want to do something right here called the 7th Man Rant. Now, this is kind of personal, a personal rant. I love to play basketball. I play basketball at 24 Hour Fitness all the time. And yes, I get that it's sometimes noticeable that I do have special needs. Like, sometimes I don't even know it, but I have a head tilt, like, of course, slow processing, but it's gotten better the older I've gotten. And some people at 24 will notice that and automatically think like, oh, he can't play, he can't do this, whatever, I'm not going to pass him the ball. Bull crap to that. I've been playing basketball, okay, I say my whole life, but that's not a literal statement. If I really had to say it, like, I'm 35 years old. I've probably been playing basketball probably 27, 28 years. Now, I'm not an NBA player, but I think I'm pretty good, and others have said that. And so when I'm playing basketball, I'm wanting to go all out. I hate when people out there will kind of patronize me in a way, or like lessen their play for my sake in a way. Like, bullcrap to that. I'm playing against you. I want you to go 100%. That'll make me better. That'll make you better. And it's competition. I want that full competition. Don't patronize me because of who I am. I know who I am because I know what God says about me. So screw what others say about me. I'm going off of what God says. I'm going off of what I've overcome, what I've accomplished. And like, it might seem like I'm being prideful right here, but no, with how much I've played basketball, I think I'm pretty darn good. All right, enough of the rant right there. Okay, switching gears here. Am I going to get renewed for another season? Heck yeah. No one beside me is in charge of that. Now, if you've been paying attention, this is the 16th episode of season 3. So you know I got to preach that John 3:16. And this is a verse that I think the majority of people know. Like, I can even say it right off the dome. It says, John 3:16 says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have eternal life." Now, there's some translations that say everlasting life, but that's like the same thing right there. Eternal, everlasting, same thing, right? Now, preaching this to you, let's just look at the verse face value. For God so loved the world. Let's focus on that. When this verse says the world, it doesn't mean like a certain group of people. It means the world as a whole. And know where we also get that from? Is the Great Commission, when Jesus says to go and make disciples of all nations. Not just this nation, that nation, here, there, in all the world. So my encouragement here is know that you are not being excluded because of who you are, where you're from, what you've done. God cares about you because he sent his one and only Son to live among us, to take on my sin, to take on your sin and bear that on the cross. And then he rose from the grave on the 3rd day. So you saying yes to Jesus, me saying yes to Jesus, and living in his will for our life, we won't perish. You won't perish. We will have that eternal, that everlasting life. I still love doing this podcast for you guys. So till season 4, remember to stay up with them 3s up. Love, joy, and peace. See ya.